What is going on, apes? We are going to be talking about the exit strategy for AMC. Now, let me be clear. There is no exit strategy for AMC. We are riding this all the way to Tendy Town until all the hedge funds go bankrupt that are shorting AMC stock and make them cover in the multi-$1,000 range. But seriously, in all seriousness, there is an end to every great thing. And even as Trade Trades have pointed out and Matt Kors, we need to talk about the exit strategy on this channel, potentially how to call the top, as well as what I would do with shares and options specifically, because everybody's position is going to be different. Now, to be quite honest, a quick disclaimer here, I own about 300 shares. I really never plan on selling unless we do go to this multi-$1,000 range, and it's just a life-changing amount of money. If we never go to that, then I will never sell my shares. They don't expire like options. So I think there is a big difference between the two, but we're going to cover everything you guys need to know as far as the exit strategy and how I would play this and how to call the top on AMC stock. So we're going to talk about everything you guys need to know, even potentially what to do with the earnings after the fat tendies you made from AMC. So make sure to tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button, as well as comment down below and subscribe to the channel, as well as if you want to get up to $70 in whatever free stock that you want. I've been getting Tesla and Beyond Meat. Let me know what you get down below in the comment section, but use the link for public for that, as well as if you want to stay up to date with the trades that we are making, make sure to check out the link down below for the buy and sell alerts. It literally pays for itself. Now, getting into it, guys, this is not over. This is not over until these shorts cover their short positions, until they're literally squeezed out of their positions, hence a short squeeze. We still have 64.2 million shares that are estimated on loan, right? That are sold short, but this number I do think is way higher when you accommodate for naked short selling and the other 15% of the data that Ortex does not receive. Now, that's one factor that'll kind of hit you in the right direction when the top is actually happening, but you can also pay attention to the option chain when the activity really starts to slow down, and I do think once this is close to the end, you'll see a lot of momentum stocks start to die down, right? Because I think AMC is kind of like the Bitcoin of cryptocurrencies. Everything kind of lags behind AMC. If AMC is doing good, then a lot of other things are doing decent or at least holding up. If AMC is down a lot of other things are down a lot. So I think you'll have that overall market shift away from momentum. But like I said, the option chain and the short interest will give you guys a clear indication of what is going on. But just to point out again, nobody knows when the top will be. I do know it's going to be over the $77 mark. I don't know if it'll be multi-hundreds or multi-$1,000. It's really hard to tell given all the other circumstances we don't know about, like naked short selling and data that is just not being reported to Ortex. But the best way that I have found, and believe me, I've called tops on a lot of stocks. I called Clove, bought in about $17 with options, sold out at about $24, made some fat tendies over there, brought it back to AMC. But the main thing here, guys, is really once you start to see that volume and momentum, one, you'll see a lot of halts, right? AMC starts gapping up 20, 30, 40, 50%. The exchanges are gonna halt it, and then you want to watch after that halt how the momentum is, if the volume starts to die down or if we start to crater. A lot of the times you're probably gonna start rallying up because we're gonna see more halts with AMC before this is all said and done. Now, just because it halts and the stock comes down doesn't necessarily mean you should sell. And this is not financial advice, so do whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should sell. We could come right back up like we seen the other day, falling from like $65 to like $40. We got halted 2 times on the downside and then pretty much broke even by the end of the day, right? But it is really when you start to see that momentum really go to the upside and then it starts to stall out. When that momentum really stops, you know, and then you start to come down 50 cents, $1 at a time, and then you're going to want to watch that level. But it's really hard to tell, right? When the final squeeze does happen, when the gamma squeeze happens, it'll literally play out like that. You'll see 50 cent, couple dollar increments like we seen with GameStop, $10 at a time, right? And then once you do get to the top, and GameStop was a little different, granted, once you do get to the top, you're gonna stall out for a second, and then you're gonna start coming down just as fast as you came up. That will be the ultimate end to the AMC saga. Now, granted, I think once we do squeeze up there, we're not coming back down to these levels. I think it'll be like GameStop going from $4 to $300 and then kind of level out at about $200. So I do know we're going higher higher than this, but once you start to see that top, we all know that that's exactly what's going to happen, right? We're going to go up and then we're going to come down just as fast as that, especially once a lot of other bigger YouTubers are calling the top on this. It's gonna be a thing. Now, it's all up to you as far as your risk tolerance. If you have options, I would be a lot more jumpy to actually take profits, right? If you have 10 options and you could sell one, get your initial investment back for all 10, that's never a bad idea no matter where it is at in the squeeze, because you would still have 9 on the table and you're, mitigating your risk, right? At worst case scenario, you walk away with what you put down for the position. So it's a break even either way. If not, sometimes if you have 10 options, you could sell one, get your initial investment back plus profit. That is never a bad thing to do, right? But with shares, like I've been saying, it's really different. I don't think there's any harm in just holding the shares forever, especially because I do think we will hold these elevated levels. And once AMC's fundamental business does start to improve, like it has been doing over the past couple of weeks, I don't think you could go wrong holding the shares, especially if you bought in really low. But for shares, you can always take out your initial investment and let the rest ride for the rest of your life. That is probably the best thing you could honestly do. And I'm not going to sell my shares. Like I said, I'm just going to let them ride unless it goes up to multi-$1,000 ranges and it's like a life-changing amount of money. But I feel no need to personally sell my shares ever. But that is pretty much how you guys can try to call the top, is when you see that huge momentum and then you might see a halt, whatever the case is. Especially if you don't see a halt, it's a lot easier to tell because halts slow down the momentum. But if we don't see that halt and we just keep going up and up, and then you start to level out, that leveling out point is probably the best time to take profits, because if it goes up, it goes up, you still made profits. If it comes down though, you're gonna lose a lot more trying to catch it on the way down. But that is never a bad strategy as well. Overall, I don't think there is a bad strategy when it does come to the exit strategy. But then once it comes down to actually what to do with the profits, especially if you have a lot of profits, I like the idea of, if you have $5 million, whatever the case is, you have $5 million, it's not a bad idea to throw $1 million, $2 million into dividend stocks that pay you an average 5% a year. Every $1 million, you will get paid $50,000 for the rest of your life, guaranteed. That is not even including dividend raises. So that's never a bad thing to do with a portion of your portfolio. Even $500,000, that's $25,000 a year. That is what some people make from a job a year. Now, if you can do extra things on top of that, that is icing on the cake. And I know some of you guys have $500,000 or $1 million in profits, so that is never something bad you want to do. But as far as if you don't have that much, I like to just buy something stable, right? Buy some growth stocks, buy some Snapchat, buy some Abivi for the dividend and growth. I have a long range of stocks in my portfolio, CCIV, NEO. Buy a lot of these stocks that are going to do great over the long term and really grow that money. But always keep in mind there's going to be tax man at the end of everything. So make sure you set aside enough in taxes right off the bat. You can pay them and forget about it for literally the rest of your life. You'll never have to worry about that big tax bill. And essentially, that is what I would do with a life-changing amount of money. That is how you can call the top on this, and how I would essentially play options if I was heavy in options in this, as well as shares. Shares and options are very different, and don't let anybody ever tell you that this is the top or that you're whatever the case is, gonna lose money. Don't let anybody influence your decision. If you feel like enough is enough for you, then that is enough for you. If you make money on the whole ordeal, or especially a lot of money, it is a win-win no matter what happens. But I always like to keep skin in the game. You could always get your initial investment back at the top, like I'm saying, when it stalls out, and then let the rest ride, right? AMC goes to $10,000 per share, while you still have a majority of your position, but you got your money back. You can't fault yourself for that. You can't argue with yourself for that or beat yourself up, because you're still profiting off of it and you still have skin in the game. Now, that is my opinions on it. That is literally the whole exit strategy, what you guys can do. And like I said, this is not financial advice, but this is really what I would do. I don't think there's an exit strategy as far as shares. With options, I would be a little bit more careful. And when it's all said and done, make sure you keep a life-saving amount of money. Make sure you don't lose a life-saving amount of money. That is really what is important here. It is on your own judgment judgment to call the top, but those are the signs that I do look for. So with that being said, make sure to hit the like button for me, as well as comment down below and subscribe to the channel. And like I said, if you want up to $70 in whatever free stock that you want, no deposit necessary, no need to even link a bank account. Check that link out down below for public, as well as if you want to stay up to date with the moves that we are making in the community, make sure to check out the link down below for the buy and sell alerts. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video and my personal take on the whole situation. I'll see you guys later. Take care.